Denver is home of nearly 20 animal shelters. It is a mix of no-kill shelters and kill shelters. I had the chance to visit two of these, the Max Fun Shelter, a no-kill shelter, and the Denver Animal Shelter, a kill shelter. Both these shelters are great in saving thousands of animals per year, but what I found out about these animal shelters shocked me. When most people think of a no-kill animal shelter, they think it's great because all the animals get saved. What I noticed visiting both these shelters were that the no-kill shelter, the one I thought would be better for the animals, was actually more problematic. The no-kill animal shelter I visited in Denver was called Max Fun Animal Shelter, where on no circumstances do they kill animals. The act of no-kill animal shelters dates back to almost 50 years ago when caregivers would keep stray dogs in order to try and keep them alive. Nathan Winograd created the first, and at the time only, no-kill community where 0 animals would be killed. He started a conference to advertise for no-kill shelters in 2005, and less than 24 people showed up. Just 5 short years later, they had over 860 people attending. About 50% attending this conference were people from animal shelters that do kill, trying to convert them to animal shelters that don't kill. Millions of healthy animals are killed in shelters every year. Nathan Winograd wants that reduced to 0. Winograd is helping to save thousands, even millions, as Reader's Digest says. What Nathan Winograd didn't talk about was the fact that animals do die in these shelters, in pain and in suffering. Animals in no-kill shelters like this one live out their life in the shelter if they are not adopted. These animals could potentially spend months to years living in these small cages. Experts agree that after as little as 2 weeks in a traditional shelter, animals can begin to deteriorate psychologically and become withdrawn, depressed, anxious, or aggressive. If adopted, animals who have been confined for extended periods are often repeatedly returned because of behavioral issues, a traumatic yo-yo experience that makes them even less adoptable, as from people for the ethical treatment of animal states. Another problem that the majority of no-kill shelters come in contact with is warehousing, as NBC calls it. This is where they take in up to twice the amount of animals that they can carry in their facilities. Instead of euthanizing their animals, they are stuffed into cages with many other animals where illnesses and disease spread even more easily. Not only does the overcapacitated facilities cause suffering for the dogs in the shelter, but also for the ones in need of a shelter. Many animals are turned away when brought into the shelter because they are overcapacity. They also only accept animals they think will get adopted, so that leaves out injured, sick, old, and animals that need extra care. Many times people are turning in animals they don't want to care for, lost animals or abused animals. When they don't get accepted into these no-kill facilities, they are likely abandoned or thrown into the streets. Knowing all this information, I still wanted to visit a no-kill animal shelter to see if it was as bad as the internet made it seem. Once I got there, they did not want to answer any of my questions about the cons of no-kill animal shelters, and they don't even let the public in to see the animals before adopting them. The Denver Animal Shelter, a kill shelter, was more than happy to answer these questions I had about animal shelters. At the Denver Animal Shelter, they do kill animals, but only under ill circumstances, like if they are extremely sick or injured. This allows more room for flow for animals to be put in and out of the shelter. Madeline Bisfram, coordinator director of the Denver Animal Shelter, gave me a tour of the facilities, including the kennel. Each animal had its own kennel, and they were generously sized and fit for the dogs. Madeline said, "On average, 1 in 3 stray dogs turned into our shelter get returned to their owners. After 5 days and their owner does not come back, they get a full medical check to determine if they are ready for adoption. We never put dogs down unless they are injured, very ill, and it's something that we cannot fix, or they have bitten children. Normally, the longest we have kept animals in our shelter is up to 2 or 3 months, depending on their conditions. If they are not adopted, we have 80 other sister shelters that we can send our animals to in hopes of them getting adopted there." Overall, I learned that no-kill animal shelters were not as I expected them to be. It was interesting to hear different sides of these animal shelters and learn more about the shelters in Denver.